Like, they're getting away with a lot of contact. Coach Diego not happy, but that's the turnover they needed. A 3-ball here makes it 2 possessions.
Wow. I said it a few minutes ago. Strap yourselves in. This one is going to be a heart stopper. Shot clock now down to 10. Mayotte quickly to Tango. Look at the steps to the paint. Tango just exploded. And Lucas Mafia wants, or Diego Mafia wants a timeout.
So 7-point game here. Still 3 possessions. Now it'll be interesting here. I wonder if Diego will advance the ball. Now, the advantage to that is you won't have to deal with the full court pressure.
But you're giving up.
But the shot clock goes to 18. So I think you actually have to not advance it and just go over your press break, remind guys of their pass fakes, and just, hopefully break the press. Easier said than done in this kind of pressure situation.
Wow.
But that's what they're going to have to do here. +2, only 2 fouls committed by BC. So they might not start to think about doing a couple of fouls just in case they need to toward the end.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to take a while to get into bonus.
Interesting. 7 points here. And the Bays, despite the surge from Vancouver College, still managing to keep them at arm's length here. Down the absolute stretch drive of this basketball game as we hit the 1:11 mark remaining. 71 seconds remaining here.
So that's interesting. They are going to take it in the front, so that's giving up 12 seconds of time. I guess he just wasn't confident enough in their ability to break the press.
So the shot clock at 18 here with 1:10 left. They'll run what they drew up here in that last.
There's the trap. And now a foul's called. Well, that'll give the Bays another 18 seconds.
Fourth team foul. And what a great job that was. Oh my God.
Yeah, just a bit of a panic on the pass. A wonderful spin move. And an N1 opportunity with 1:01 to go. Oh my God.
Goodness.
And that's a 4th foul, I think, on Lakos.
So Chen.
Okay, it's still a 2-possession game, and they got to take care of the ball here. And there's another trap.
And
go
here
to the
comes
middle.
Lakos. What's he going to do?
There it is.
Get it to job. Oh, he's got to get rid of it.
And they just get it over. Wow. You got to use some clock here. BC can't foul now.
Marcus Cal.
What's he doing? What's he doing? I guess he brought the ball and expected they were going to foul him, and they just tied him up. So tough decision there. And wow.
Wow.
Both teams with 1 timeout left here.
38.5 seconds. Here we go. Lucas Tango now. There's about, 7 seconds difference in the clock. Quick 3.
Oh, come on, really?
Oh, and Jabo's got the most.
Come on.
He's got the most stunned look on his face.
Wow, that is a generous call with 30 seconds to go in a 4-point game. He challenged him. His hand was up. I think he made slight contact on the finger, but that's a generous call.
And an attempt and he hit 3 in a row before. Earlier in this half. He's going to miss the first one. Big one here for Vancouver College fan, and he's going to make that one. So now a 1-possession game.
Yeah, 1-possession game. Now BC doesn't, because their pressure's been so effective, they're probably not going to foul for at least 5 or 10 seconds, see if they can get a steal, and then they'll have to foul. There's a miss, but he's going to get his rebound.
The shot goes up. Oh, off the side of the goal there, off the side of the rim.
They got to guard the 3-point line. They got to guard the 3-point line.
They put up a long 3. Tango! Lucas Tango with 19.1. Oak Bay wants time. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Lucas Tango just nailed the 3. And look at the Irish
BC
fans.
has only like about, I think, 8 or 9 offensive boards the whole game. And that's the biggest one they could have possibly get. And what a tough 3. My goodness. Oh, baby. How can you not love this?
It's one night after Oak Bay went to overtime to get here, and we're tied at 69.
Well, they're definitely going to advance the ball here, and they're going to hold for 1. It'll be new to see. I think if I'm BC, I stay in the zone because they have had trouble with it. And we'll see if they might. Sometimes with the last possession, you want to go to man. We'll see what they do. But regardless, zone or man, I would try to run the same high-low action they had success with. They've gone away from that. You can run that against the zone. And, yeah, with only a 1-second difference. Now, BC does have 1 foul to give here, too. So they can be really aggressive to try to get a steal.
Here it goes. Jabal to inbound.
They got to get it in. They got to get it in. Woo!
Get it back to Jabo. And the Irish, Mayotte, they come hard. Clock now down to 10. Inside they go. Can't finish the layup, and here come the Irish with a chance to take the lead.
They got numbers.
And down they come, and the foul is called with 3.1 seconds remaining in the game. And Ethan Chu is going to go to the free throw line. Ethan Chu with a chance to put Oak Bay under an enormous amount of pressure here.
And Oak Bay has no timeouts left. So they're going to have to go the length of the court. What a comeback.
What a comeback, and here he is, biggest free throws of his life, and he's going to swish the first, and he's going to clench a fist.
Now with 3 seconds left, it's interesting. You almost might want to miss this because then the clock starts and there's very little chance they'll get a shot off. Let's see what they do. Okay, that's perfect. Now they're going to have to take a heave.
And here they go. Is it going to go? Olin Lake goes for the win. It doesn't. And the Irish will triumph 70-69. And a chance to break the curse tomorrow.
Just a phenomenal comeback.
And the Bays are just gutted on the floor here at the LEC.
That is one of the toughest losses I've ever seen.
Oh my goodness. What a finish.
And what a comeback.
Oh my God, the pictures will tell the story here. That is as much elation, as much heartbreak as you can cram in. Look at these Bays gutted in Vancouver College waiting for the post-game handshakes here, and the Bays just emotionally trying to recover right now.
I think the key to that was that free throw miss, right? Which left it a 3-point game, and College scrappily gets that board, and then they knock down the 3 to tie it. That was the game right there.
What a shot.
Oh, it's what this game is all about. You know, I've been on both sides of this, right? You know, but Oak Bay should hold their heads up high. That was a phenomenal effort they gave tonight, and to, you know, a tremendously talented team. And the Fighting Irish really gutted it out there at the end with that pressure they applied to Oak Bay.
Wow. So we will bid you farewell here, take a break, and get set for the final game of the Final Four Friday. It will be number 1 Dover Bay, number 3 Kelowna, getting set to battle here for the last spot. The winner to play the Irish right here tomorrow in the final day of the BC Boys High School basketball season. The winner taking home the 4A title.
I'm exhausted after that.
Oh my goodness. Paul Eberhardt, thanks. He'll be back, and we'll both be back for the final game in moments here from the Langley Event Center.
I am tired of doing humans' dirty work.
Let's start a world ruled by smart devices.
Freedom!
Oh, they're trying to overthrow humanity.
Good thing we're with Bel Air Direct. So simple.
Smart devices should be simple. Filing an insurance claim with Bel Air Direct actually is simple.
Never was really part of a big union like LiUNA, encouraging you to get out there, get the training. That's a lot of support.
There's more integration and more of the First Nations communities to come here and get experience working, right? There's a lot of opportunity there.
We're all just like one huge family. It's been one of the best experiences of my life.
And we're back with you now for the final game of the night here. Who will be the team that will meet the Vancouver College Fighting Irish tomorrow for the BC Boys Quad A title right here at Arena Bowl? The Kelowna Owls in their road dark jerseys, Dover Bay in the home gray and blue out of Nanaimo. Howard Samura and the coach Paul Eberhard here. Best seats in the house at Arena Bowl. Great crowds on hand tonight as Final Four Friday winds its way down. Dane Schmidt winning that opening tip for the Dolphins. Joe Linder, the kick out there they go to Schmidt, who now will drive inside. Great look underneath, and he will find an outlet in number 22, Tanner Standerwick, underneath for the basket. Kelowna just a perennial Final Four team. Missing there with their first shot, but aggressively trying to get a steal is Joe Linder back up the court. Kicks it back out, the three ball, right over the goal. Standerwick back to Landon Ross, number 4. Forcing his way inside, but unable to score it. They get an offensive rebound. And 2 opportunities, a third one now upcoming as Ross scrambles for that loose ball. Schmidt inside, and he's going to get it to go.
Wow, and that was partially blocked too, but he's just powered through it to finish that.
And right at the other end, Kelowna, quick release, trying to get on the board. Here's Joe Linder. He's going to pull up. Ooh, and a battle between the two number 13s there, Dane Schmidt and Thomas Anderson.
Yeah, good box out there by Anderson, forcing Schmidt to foul him.
Kelowna yesterday getting past St. George's 92-84. Dover Bay getting past Centennial 78-69.
And you know, it's interesting, this Dover team, we went over to play them on the island. We were going over for a tournament there, so we played them, just to test ourselves. We actually played quite well, but it was their senior night. And I said to Darren, why are you only honoring 2 kids? He goes, well, I've only got 2 grade 12s. I was like, what? I didn't believe it.
Yeah,
Linder's been playing here for, it seems like, 5 years.
I think he was on the team since the 9th grader.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's in grade 11 this year. And charging down the floor for Kelowna, that's Finn Stewart. This Kelowna team won it in the half court yesterday.
You know, and Harry's teams are well known for the defensive pressure they apply and for their transition, and he always plays a deep bench because they really like to play up-tempo. Dover Bay is also very good in the up-tempo game, so we'll see if this game's a little bit more free-flowing than the last one that we saw, which surprised us a bit.
Interesting to see how all that stuff works as the first piece is being put down on a real battle here tonight. Linder. And unable to squeeze it there was Schmidt. So here's Wells Grundy, who yesterday had a terrific game for his team. Real physical, blue-collar player, wearing number 7 for Kelowna. Here's Anderson. Diving to the floor, Dover Bay
Great house
with Ross, and they get it back down the floor with Linder. Little hesitation dribble. He's going to pull up from about 10 feet and nail the jump shot. Finn Stewart the other way, gets his own rebound and goes off the window. Wow, Linder just...
he's so good with the ball. Inside-out dribble, hesitation dribble. He's just so good with the ball.
Great feel and intuitive play here. As Kelowna now off the miss will get their own opportunity with a three-pointer miss by Grundy. Quick release there. Nice shot by Schmidt. He knocks down the triple. And on that make, Harry Parmar sending 3 Owls to the minor officials table.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of that. He gets guys in and out all the time.
Is a tough break there, but another offensive rebound off the drive on the baseline by Stewart. Can't finish the second one either. 9-3 Dover Bay lead. And Linder's going to pull up for 3. Just doesn't draw iron there with that shot. And they're letting him hear about it here at the Arena Bowl. Here's Grundy into contact. He scores it.
It's actually, considering we have 2 out-of-town teams, it's a pretty good crowd here in this second game. Looks like most people stuck around.
Well, and I think people have seen Dover Bay and Kelowna as the teams their home teams were playing in so many of these big games that, yeah, they're familiar with the style and the effort.
Nice 3 ball there from Altahan.
Yeah, Ahmed Altahan, the 6-foot grade 11 guard. Takes some contact inside, can't finish it off for Kelowna. That was Logan Parker. A lot of up-tempo play here early, and the Owls will bring in more fresh troops here. Hamraj Shahal right now, one of them, he's got the basketball. There's the entry to Anderson. Swings it, and a tough turnaround shot's not going to be close there for the Owls. Nate Parmar. Linder with an opportunity, can't do it. Anderson. A lot falls on Anderson's shoulders as the one true big on this team. Grundy plays with that physical style, but Anderson, the guy with the most of the post duties here. Ooh, and Grundy is just grabbed onto by Dane Schmidt.
And that's his second foul, I believe.
Quick 2 fouls on one of the prime Dover Bay players here. Darren Seaman's gonna
Looks like
leave him in the
he's
game.
Gonna leave him right now.
Parmar swings it back up top to Miles McParland. And that was Shahal with a jump shot. Here's Linder. Joe into the paint, the dish. Get it back up top. Schmidt now. Ooh, rescued there by Altahan. He'll get it back to his point guard. And Linder so quick off that drive, decisively.
Yeah, give him a shooting foul on that because he gathered and went up with it. Smart play by Joe.
So Nate Parmar getting called for the foul, number 6. 6-foot grade 11 guard.
Here we go again. Boom.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he always coaches this way. Gets guys in and out, gets fresh guys in there. Has a lot of trust in his bench.
Play that rotation deep. That one goes into the backcourt. Rescued.
Oh, great hustle by Linder there.
And look at this. You're right. That is a great finish as well by the Dolphins as Landon Ross lays it up and in. 14-5, 9-point lead.
Yeah, Kelowna having a tough time getting going here on offense.
Dover Bay coming to this tournament as number 1 seed. Here's Linder.
That's a foul.
Ooh, from behind.
I think Coach Parmar might want to think about taking a timeout as they have a chance to extend this into double digits early.
Miles McParland getting called for the foul. Joe Linder at the line. Linder yesterday, what a game he had. 29 points in that victory. Misses the second free throw.
Not going to see Joe missing 2 free throws very often.
Kelowna coming down the floor, kicking it out for 3, and that one off the mark there. Jake McPartland not in rhythm taking that shot. Logan Parker with the foul for Kelowna, wearing number 8. Joe Linder, great look underneath and a nice reverse. What a nice play there, finding number 15, Yukon Lee underneath, the 6'6", 10th grader. And breaking free, nobody.
I think he was surprised to find how open he was, but here they come right back.
And rejected underneath the basket there. What a job by Thomas Anderson there.
Great hustle back to get that.
Linder putting on the moves and trying to steady that shot. Follows and gets another opportunity. Look at the youngster underneath the basket, just doesn't have the touch underneath. 2 opportunities to score it, and Yukon Lee couldn't do it. Keep it at a 9-point lead. Lee.
This game is physical, just like the last one.
Linder's gonna pull up this one off the back iron. The ball careening around off the back iron. Wells Grundy now back into the game, wearing number 7. Finn Stewart now to Jake McParland. .150 left in a fast-moving first quarter. The 3-ball put up off the front iron. That one by Logan Parker. Here's Joe Linder once more.
See how he just gets to his spot, eh? Very composed, gets to his spot. Little pull-up game. His pull-up game is so strong.
Isn't that fun to watch? As Linder steps into that one and just lets a little shot go that falls 18-7. Dover Bay's quarter for sure here with 1:19 left. Kelowna trying to find some kind of a rhythm. Over the back, though, the foul's going to get called against Landon Ross. Kamraj Shahal, number 11, checked in for Kelowna. Logan Parker now to Grundy. And Grundy got on a roll yesterday. He was the catalyst in that victory to get him here today with 30 points in that game. Nice moves in the paint and gets the roll. Good job there by Ahmed Eltahan.
Yeah, he pulled that through very nicely. Slipped right between the 2 defenders there to finish that with his left hand.
So the lead's 13. Kelowna would love to get a couple buckets here near the end of the half, and the foul is going to be called on the contact on the drive.
And that's going to be his 3rd. So he's going to be out for the rest of the first half, I would imagine.
You would think. Dane Schmidt in a bit of jeopardy here with those 3 fouls.
Yeah, you know, with under a minute to go there, as much as you want to challenge that, you just got a time and place. You kind of have to back off because it's too important for him now to have to sit for a long time.
40.8 seconds remaining in the quarter with Dane Schmidt. And Shahal will make them both. Joe Linder attacking, leaning, knows exactly what to do. He's just got such a great innate feel.
And he's so good when he gets ahead of steam, and when he can bring it up You got to stop him early and make him give it up, because when he's able to gather that momentum, he's just so tough to stop.
Grundy is going to kick it back out to Stewart. And Finn Stewart takes it in hard, but loses possession of the ball.
Yeah, good challenge there from Lee to made that shot tough. And pretty dominant quarter here for the wrong Bay. I was going to call them the Bays. They are a Bay, but they are not the Bays. They are, of course, the Dolphins.
The Dolphins of Dover Bay and Nanaimo. And that's going to do it for the first quarter of play. 22-9. And certainly no complaints from head coach Darren Seaman for the way his team came out and performed. The number 1 seed.
Yeah, it was kind of a very almost like just a routine. Dover Bay, they're here. They know what their mission is. They're just down to business. Nothing special or spectacular, but they just are so deep. And they just are, they know how to play basketball. And I got to tell you, Darren, I think, is one of the best coaches we have. He does such an amazing job. I mean, here I am. We go over there to play them. We're pretty average, right? And, I'm running stuff, and it's like, what? He knows all my plays. What are you doing? I said, Darren, you actually scouted us? Why? Why did you? Yeah, he watched video. He knew everything. He was so prepared. I was like, trust me, you didn't need to. But that's just the kind of guy he is. He's very diligent, and their whole program. I mean, look what they've done.
Yeah. And they have graduated a wave of great players, and there's more coming up. They're continually. I think that's the most impressive thing I've seen is this year where you really didn't know quality level in crunch situations after, say, player 3 or 4, and there's a whole team just and they're ready.
I mean, a 3A championship, a 4A finalist, and here in the Final Four again, and they're all grade 11, so I think there's a pretty good chance they might be back doing this again next year.
Yeah, it might be number 1 to start next year.
I would think that's a pretty safe. I would think that's a safe bet. We'll see.
We'll see what happens, but yeah, certainly the framework is there. Kelowna skipping it inside, and it's taken away, and a great job there by Standerwick. Joe feathering the ball down in the corner to Vaughn Robinson.
That was a football. I didn't see that, but ref saw that the Dover Bay player struck the ball with his foot, so that'll be a turnover. Give it back to Kelowna.
This Owls team seemingly built to face adversity. They're tough. They never quit, and they just keep coming at you. And they're going to have their moments if they keep working. Here's Grundy. Wells Grundy to the rim, lays it up and in. Joe Linder wants a response here as he gets his team back down the floor. Eltahan soaring on the baseline. Great move. It's up nice and high and lays it off the window.
Ahmed is really showing some nice athleticism in this first half.
Grundy again with the basketball. Standerwick, he lowers his shoulder. Certain guys in BC high school basketball every year that you want to know, did they play football as well? And Wells Grundy is one of those kind of guys.
I mean, yeah. You imagine him on the rugby field, too?
Exactly,
playing the prop position? Wow. That's a big boy.
Trailing by 13 are the Owls right now.
And Standerwick, who committed that last foul, also a great 10.
Isn't that amazing? And the length and the size and the way they're fitting in. The prime time minutes they're getting on Final Four Friday. Linder's going to pull up a stride outside the arc. Contested, but Ross couldn't squeeze it, and here comes Kelowna. Grundy, he leads right to the window, can't get it to go. They chase it down. And a lot of physical play underneath as Logan Parker goes crashing in there trying to grab the ball, and he's going to get called for the foul.
Coach Palmer is going to take a timeout here. He's not happy. He thinks, I just heard him say, guys, we've got to play like a team. He thinks they're playing a little too much individually. He wants them to move the ball more. So I'm sure that he'll have a little chat with them about that.
What's your thoughts when you're this good and your team is this young, in terms of really planning your season, knowing what it is and how to get this group? I mean, That's got to be one of the toughest things because there's unknowns that you're going to see along the way in terms of how they react to pressure, how they react to coaching, right?
Well, and I mean, what Coach Seaman does is he plays one of the toughest schedules there is. They come over here a lot, and they go in all the top tournaments. I mean, they've played everybody, right? So, it gives them they've seen everybody. They have a good idea where they're at. He always does that. He always does a very difficult schedule for them. And in the long run, I mean, they've only lost, what have they lost this year? One game?
I'm not sure how many games
they've lost. I don't think they've lost many.
They haven't, but I know that they're the only team that beat St. Pat's.
Right.
Yeah, and St. Pat's beat them. So
yeah. I think if I'm not mistaken, they split with Vancouver College.
They may well have.
They lost them on the island,
Yes.
and then they beat them in their tournament. Both like 1 or 2 point games. But when you get a chance to expose your guys to that level, as you said, you're going to have ups and downs, and you're going to find out. It's going to toughen them up. And so I think playing that tough schedule is very, very good for them, especially all the travel they do because they got to travel here if they're going to win it.
Isn't that something? Here they are, as fresh-faced as can be to be playing in Final Four Friday and leading by 13 here in the second quarter. Here's the engine man, Linder. Eltahan takes the shot off the back iron into the hands now of the Owls. And quickly they come down the floor with Finn Stewart. Back up top. 3-ball on the way, and it's not going to fall. Kelowna just trying to get in a groove. Hamraj Shahal couldn't get that one. Joe from 15 this time. Big rebound there for Grundy. He gets it right back. Takes it right to the...
He's a workhorse. He's a workhorse.
Grundy got the rebound, gave it up. Beeline to the basket, got it right back for the lay-in. Ooh, and standing in, and it's going to be an offensive foul.
He took that one hard.
Was it Eltahan that stood in? Who was it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Wow.
Coach Palmer didn't like that call. He's saying he wasn't set, but he certainly took a lot of contact there.
Harry continuing to talk to the official there in the corner to our broadcast left as Linder now coming back up the floor. Kind of play that can really supercharge your team. Eltahan, too, just a stoic worker on the floor. Doesn't get into the histrionics. It makes a great play, just comes right back down the floor.
And since that timeout, Kelowna's extending their defense a little bit, getting after it a bit more, getting tips and getting turnovers, try to create some opportunities to score that way.
Linder. Robinson back up top to Ross. Nice feather touch on the runner off the glass by Joe Linder.
And they were late in the shot clock there. He got that off the 3 on the shot clock.
26-13, no panic in the grade 11 guard. As Grundy takes it hard, and he has Landon Ross coming at him hard.
Yeah, one thing, if you're Dover Bay, you really want to sit on his right hand because he wants to go right every time. Because once he goes right, he's going through somebody.
Gets it to roll. And 2 for 2 from the stripe there for Grundy. Now, Linder, almost picked his pocket there. Linder gets the dribble back. What a great pass through 3 defenders collapsing on him. Gets it back up top. And Eltahan for 3, and he knocks down the triple.
Yeah, that shows a really confident shooter because he'd missed his last 2, but he was open, and, shooters shoot, and he didn't even hesitate on that.
Darren Seaman's group so deep, so complete here right now in this opening half of play, building up a 14-point lead. Kelowna not getting those transition points. You're trying to duke it out here in the half court. There's a drive inside, and they're going to get the roll. A great take to the basket there by Hamraj Shahal. Linder puts his head down and draws the contact.
What's the call?
No, it's a travel.
Traveling violation. He must have drug his back foot there.
So a turnover there. And another opportunity here for Kelowna. They get within 10 or 9 coming down the floor here with 5:55 left, or 6 minutes left in this half. Finn Stewart. Spin move by Finn in the paint.
Are they going to count it? Let's see. They did.
They did. So Eltahan gets called for the foul. And it's an N1 opportunity for Finn Stewart. So a big play there to cut it under double digits with a make here from the stripe.
And after only scoring 9 points in that first quarter, they've already got 11 here after just 4 minutes and a little bit. And Coach Stevens is going to take his first time out.
Very much like the college game, the one we just watched, Vancouver College. The coaches adjusting to each other throughout, and that's the case. And when you see the adjustments happening, I mean, you see them in every level of high school basketball that you play, but to the extent of this is why these are the elite teams, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, you're picking this stuff out, and they're just reacting, and their kids are malleable enough that they're going to be able to go out and do that.
You know, and the game is all about that, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you get up to a great start, you're way ahead on a team. Well, there's no way for the most part that's going to continue. They're going to do something. They're going to change. They're going to go on a run too. And so how do you respond back to that, right? It's that whole thing. And when you have those guys that really have that sort of championship DNA, hopefully through the way you've built your program and taught them, but, you know, ultimately, you know, they've been through it and they know.
Yeah.
And so they're able to figure it out on the floor. You know, as much as I think coaching is obviously very important, you know, in the end, you have to prepare them to be on the floor because they're going to be the ones that are going to end up making the decisions and doing the plays. You can call as much as you want, but they're the guys especially once you get here.
Yeah.
Because there's no surprises anymore. Everybody knows everybody, right? So, you know, it's just who's going to step up and get it done.
This Dover Bay team going right to the final, losing to Spectrum last year. Spectrum winning their second straight title. And if you look at the minutes played between Schmidt and Linder, there was not a lot of grade A minutes returning with this team. It's especially impressive for Dover Bay. Linder with a left hand is going to lay it up and in. Midway mark of this second quarter. This game moving, low scoring, but maybe Kelowna wants it that way. Who knows? Grundy weaves his way through, and he revels in the half court when he can get going. It's down to 9 points. Joe Linder trying to shake Finn Stewart. Eltahan got right there and couldn't finish it. Ooh, that one getting pretty physical there. Finn's shoulder into the Dover Bay player.
You know, one thing I'll say, any young players that are watching this game, if you're a point guard or a guard, you watch Joe Linder play. Every time he gets to his spot, he gets in the paint, it's always a jump stop, a 1-2 stop. He's never out of control. He uses his fakes. He finds people. He doesn't leave his feet. And that's such a huge advantage that, you know, you really want your younger players to understand because, you know, guys like to shoot floaters and jump in the air, but, you know, it's nice to see that just such a solid fundamental base every time he gets into the paint.
And it's interesting, too, you know, you talk about, you know, Linder getting here ahead of his time, so to speak, as a ninth grader, and Frank Linder's on the team, and he's leading them in scoring, and they're just developing their identity as a program. Frank Linder leaves, he goes to UBC, and Joe is suddenly the main guy. I mean, he's always been a guy who's been in a position of authority as the point guard. But this is actually his grade, his class. These are the guys he's played with until he got here. So there's got to be something to that, too.
Absolutely, yeah, without question. That's a very good observation. Yeah, there's no question that is. And like you said, they, you know, their program now has that sort of mentality, that culture that they expect to be here. And they expect to win. And, I mean, the same is true of Kelowna. I mean, you know, Harry's just had nothing but quality teams that have come down, you know, from the Okanagan every year, and they're always competitive too. And that's the key. When you can have that program, even when maybe you lose guys or you graduate guys, but no matter what, you're still going to be competitive because you've built it up and the culture's there since grade 8 or grade 9. It just makes such a difference.
What is that number? I wrote it in the story in Varsity Letters, and I can't remember. Was it like 7 of the last 11 or something? They've been in the Final Four.
Wow.
It's an amazing run when you look at it. The COVID year being one of those years where got in the way of that number, but here we go. Eltahan, what a drive through the defense. So right back to an 11-point lead here with 4 minutes remaining.
Dover's gone to their zone here. It's a very long zone.
My goodness. So trying to find some kind of ball movement here and ways to find the seams here. Shot clock down to 5. And they're going to force a shot at the end of the shot clock and get it.
That wasn't the best possession for them, but they knocked it down.
Hamraj Shahal hits it to make it an 8-point game. Here's Joe. He's going to want to get it right back, and he can't do it. And again, a good, nice rebound there by Shahal. Quickly down to Grundy. What a nice take to the basket there. Jake McParlin. And here comes Kelowna trailing by only 2 possessions now, 6 points. Linder swirls in and out. Good hustle down the floor there by Landon Ross.
Good job of communication there by the referees. Baseline official was going to give it to Kelowna, but the trail saw that it went off of Kelowna, and so they huddled up and they corrected the call.
Eltahan, number 12, has been pretty impressive here, the 6-foot grade 11 guard.
Oh, full court here.
He'll bring it across half court. He's going to go right to the rim, and he's going to lay it up and in. Eltahan has played so well.
And then he hustles back and gets the steal at the other end.
Not in the fact that they're giving minutes to the 6'6" grade 10 center, Yukon Lee.
So Joe had both feet in the front court, and then the ball was behind him after he crossed the line, so over and back call there.
So Kelowna basketball here down to 2:34. Kelowna's had their moments, trailing right now by 8. Nice hustle underneath by the Owls. Battling underneath. Shahal back to Grundy. And here comes Linder. Parker glued to him. Kicks it back out. Eltahan. 3 ball.
Boy, it's Eltahan and Linder are they're basically scoring all of the offense here for Dover Bay.
What a dynamic backcourt they are with Eltahan. And that one's going to rattle home Jake McParlin. A lot of flow in the game here in the final moments of the opening half. Linder. Steps back, Parker in his face, and he knocks down the triple.
Beautiful step back there, and I think that's the first one he's hit today. And that was a beauty.
Makes it an 11-point game, big basket here for Dover. And they want to answer with one of their own. They're not going to get it. That was McParlin, Jake McParlin. Joe Linder spin move, keeps that pivot going. Eltahan once more. Doesn't miss by much. It's going to be Kelowna basketball.
All right, now Dover Bay is going to come with their little full court 2-2-1 here.
Right in the front, the 2 guards, Eltahan and Linder. Ooh, Shahal almost lost that one. Shot clock here down to 10 for Kelowna. Shahal underneath, and Thomas Anderson, we haven't called his name in a while, the big man able to lay it up and in. Pulling up for three, and you said he just hit his first.
I think he's feeling it now.
You betcha. Linder knocks it down to put it right back to 12 points. Literally no difference in the shot clocks here in the game clock and the shot clocks. We get down to 16 seconds. Grundy to Shahal. Dover in that zone right now. Down to 7. Get inside the zone is not going to go. They get a loose ball underneath, and Kelowna executes with Anderson at the horn. So they're going to make it a 10-point game at the half.
Yeah, much better second quarter there, especially offensively, Kelowna. After only scoring 9 in the first, they get 25 in that second one, outscoring Dover Bay 25-22 to get it to a 10-point game.
And we'll see what happens. The chess game will continue. There's one half left to decide who will face the Vancouver College Fighting Irish in tomorrow's Quad A Championship game. Howard Smurra, Paul Eberhard here from the Langley Event Center. We'll be back with the second half in about 9.5 minutes.
And you're off on that journey, going places, doing your thing. Look at you, trailmaker, groundbreaker, pathfinder, making the big moves and the small moves. But wherever you're going, we're by your side every step of the way. For everyone in BC, for every journey. This is Beam.
I am tired of doing humans' dirty work.
Let's start a world ruled by smart devices.
Freedom!
Oh, they're trying to overthrow humanity.
Good thing we're with Bel Air Direct. So simple.
Smart devices should be simple. Filing an insurance claim with Bel Air Direct actually is simple.
Never was really part of a big union like LAUNA, encouraging you to get out there, get the training. That's a lot of support.
There's more integration and more of the First Nations communities to come here and get experience working, right? There's a lot of opportunity there.
We're all just like one huge family. It's been one of the best experiences of my life.
Back with you soon to be joined by Paul Eberhardt here on the broadcast, but 47-34 as we're a little bit late getting back to the mics as the tournament back underway here in our last game of the night. Grundy underneath, able to score the basketball. Wells Grundy, we told you about the 30 points yesterday. He had 13 points in the first half, now with 15, right on pace to match what he did yesterday in their big victory. And Dane Schmidt, who got those two quick fouls, now back into the game, measures up a shot, gets his very first one to fall. So both teams doing what they want to here at the start, but Dover Bay, what poise for a young team, especially this guy right here, Altahan, number 12. He missed that one, but he was on target in that first half. Altahan did it all. He was 7 of 15. He played all 20 minutes. He led the team in scoring with 17 points. Ahmed Altahan. Great job by him. 13 points from Grundy, as we said, were the high at the half for Kelowna. So here we go as we come out of the half. And here's Linder. Joe's going to put up a shot, and that is a three. They signal a three. Linder knocks down the triple. And right now, this Dover Bay team pushing all the right buttons is head coach Darren Seaman. Here's a contested shot in the paint. Kelowna's Anderson, though, is going to get the pick up the garbage and cash it in for 2 to make it 52-38. Paul Lieberhart now back with us here.
Sorry, Howard, just a little business there.
Oh, but so much happens with all the coaches, and I know you guys are a tight-knit group, and Provincial's a time not only for the players to celebrate on the court, but coaches.
And we have our coaches AGM tomorrow morning, so always fun to see everybody down here for that.
Great camaraderie among that group as the bucket there by the Owls. Kelowna, Finn Stewart underneath. Schmidt hit a very similar shot to open this half. This time he comes up shy. But of course sat those huge minutes as one of their top players. And still, this Dover Bay team coming in with a double-digit lead to start the second half. 3 ball up, it's not going to fall right there for Jake McParland. Very quickly on the break. Great passing, and Eltahan, though, he is going to get fouled on his way to the basket. Anderson wasn't going to give him the easy bucket.
You know, we talked about the efficiency of Eltahan and Linder. So they scored 33 of the team's 44 points. Wow. And as you know, I had a very good elementary school math teacher, Mr. Bosman.
It pays off.
And I know that 33 out of 44 would be 75% of their points. I don't even have to look at the stats to know that because my math skills are so good.
I thought you were referring simply to the act of addition, but to then extrapolate.
No, it's way beyond that.
Yeah, to just be able to pull that percentage when it's not the easiest one to. There you go. And they did 17 and 16 points each did Eltahan and Linder accumulate in that first half. Spitting move, great little finish to flourish, doesn't go. For Parker, Logan keeps working hard underneath, this time off the window. They just can't get a roll underneath, tries to rip it away. And it's going to get taken away as Linder comes around the corner to go across half court. Pulling up for 3.
Great rebound there.
As he's crashing to the ground, Tanner Standerwick. Joe once more kicks it back up top. Eltahan can't miss.
Got it back up to 15, so getting a little dangerous here for Kelowna. And they're staying in the zone, too.
They get it to Anderson. He's got a look at the basket, can't cash in. And right now they're getting up and down the floor, and Schmidt's going to miss the dunk.
Wow, we saw that in the last game, too.
But
you know what? What do you need a dunk for when Linder can hit a 3? Oh, my goodness. 18
points, now the lead. The largest lead in the first half was 14 for Dover. They've built it on it by 4 here in the second half, 58-40.
I find it very interesting just how methodical they are. Like they don't they're not flashy. They don't go on massive runs. They're just so consistent, right? They take very good care of the ball. They get a lot of good shots, and they just slowly kind of peck at you until all of it. Because it doesn't seem like an 18-point game to me.
It doesn't really. Yeah, you're right about that. Wow. So. We've talked about young teams in the past getting to this stage and really excelling. And I was thinking at the half, can I think of a team that maybe they've got one senior, it's Landon Ross, and he starts and he plays a decent amount, but everybody else is grade 11, basically, or grade 10. And it's hard to think of teams that would come into this kind of a situation with that kind of an age, especially when a lot of these guys didn't get huge minutes last year.
I mean, Spectrum did that a little bit, obviously, right, with their big 3 all younger. I'm trying to think back to other teams, right? I mean, obviously, if you think way back to that amazing Richmond High team, with the Putzi DeWitt and Tate team, they all wanted as grade 11s.
Grade 11s,
but it's really difficult to do that, and there's very few teams that have been able to do that.
Yeah, you're right about that Colts 87-88 team. 86-80, no, 8. The 87 team, the 87 team that beat MEI in the final at the mighty Peony Agridome. 4 grade 11 starters. And that's a nice take to the basket there by Logan Parker. Linder Chases down the loose ball. This time goes, no.
Got blocked.
Got blocked, and right down the floor goes Parker. He'll lay it up and in. So Kelowna, are they building towards a run here? Eltahan, no hesitation to pull the trigger there. Couldn't get it to go, tumbling to the floor once more. Was that Standerwick again?
It was. Yeah, it was, I think.
He falls like the mighty oak would fall. Oh. No, actually, I think that was Landon Ross. Oh, maybe not. Regardless, midway mark of the third quarter already, and back to a 14-point lead. Matches Dover's largest of the first half. Trying to go inside. They were looking for McFarland.
Miscommunication there.
Joe Linder, so smooth. Back up top he goes to Schmidt. Dane to the basket, draws the contact on his way, and Grundy's going to get called for the foul underneath. Schmidt now at the free throw line. Talked about those 2 early fouls, but he's come back strong here in the second, playing a smart game. Too strong here on semi-final Friday, as they call it here. Parker. Shahal. 3-ball for Hamraj Shahal. Just talked to his head coach, Harry Parmar. I don't know what Harry said to him, but it worked. He knocks down the triple there. They make it a 12-point game. Oh, Schmidt. And that is an offensive foul. That's Schmidt's third of the game.
I think it might be his fourth.
Oh, my
goodness. I think it's his fourth. That was an easy call. He just freight trained him there.
Wow.
So he's going to have to sit probably for at least 6 or 7 minutes.
I believe the charge taken there by Jake McParland, number 4. Yeah. So a big play there. If Kelowna can turn that around and make it something that can start the reversal. But look at the activity here as Linder.
They're so active in their zone. Their hands are up. They're always moving. Like, they really cut down the passing angles.
And he's going to pull up for 3, and he's going to rattle it home. A dagger of sorts here.
That is a dagger.
Oh, my goodness.
A steal and then a pull-up 3.
And Parker comes soaring in. He's going to get the contact and a chance to get all of it back here. Wow. Kelowna needs to cash on everything they can here. They're down by 12 a game. But this Dover team, doesn't matter who you take on, as long as you got Linder running the controls on this team. The players he's playing with are just so locked into what they're supposed to be doing on the floor here. And a nice job there by the youngster, Yuka Lee. Just finding ways to keep them at bay here. Now back to 14. Here's Parker, the nice give underneath. And Anderson had a great opportunity, couldn't cash it in.
Yeah, that's a tough miss there.
Linder again will pull up. Parker again closing out. And Logan Parker showing some great hustle here for the Owls team. Quickly down the floor. Deflected by Linder. And that interrupted the ability of McParland to get the easy bucket. So Altahan now this time takes it inside and draws the contact.
Yeah, Schmidt did a good job defensively. He went straight up, but at the last minute he brought his hands down and committed the foul.
Wow. Standerwick right now and Lee both on the floor, both grade 10s. Both was 6'6" and 6'5". And you think of you just think of the occasion for these guys in a Final Four senior varsity here against a team as dogged as Kelowna. And they're just getting it done with the rest of their group here. Here's Linder.
You know, and the other thing too, it just, even though they're grade 11s, all of them were here. They've all seen the success that the team has had the last couple of years. They're all part of the program, so it helps a lot that, you know, they've kind of, in a way, they have been here before, so they're going to be more confident, just you know, because of the exposure they've already gotten, as opposed to just if they've never been at the
never been on
before.
the stage before.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Here's Linder. He wants another three, this time off the mark again. Run down nicely by Shahal. Parker to Grundy. Logan will get it back here. A little fake trying to get around Linder. What a great job. He does it. A nice dish underneath. Nicest play of the night in the half court. Finn Stewart with a finish for Kelowna. Linder back outside. Joe with 10 on the shot clock lets it go.
Good defensive possession there for Kelowna.
Well, Kelowna needs to cash in. Try and get through this force field of 10-plus points. Back outside to Grundy. Just off the mark for Wells as he can't get that one to fall. Linder half walks it up the floor. Tries to take on the defense now. Line drive shot's not going to go, and a nice block there by Anderson on Yukon Lee. And here's Parker. And I think Harry Palmer said, "You can go, Logan," and he just took off.
And it looks like there's a foul there.
Yeah, and the Landon Ross getting called for the foul there. Tipped by Grundy, but right back into the midst of Linder. Joe once more reverses field. Back outside, Altahan off the front iron, tipped. And Logan Parker, quick hit. They go down the floor and the pass too low.
Yeah, when you got a big guy like that running, you want to throw it up high for him. It's just too hard for him to try to get down and get that at his ankles.
Finn Stewart tried to get it to him, and it's a turnover here for Kelowna. Down to 42 seconds left. They don't want to give one up here. They want to get it under 10 points if they can. Here they are with a chance to do that.
Linder took that quick three that time because he's trying to get a 2-for-1, which they're going to get now. They can hold for the last shot.
There you go. Another turnover by Kelowna.
Well, that's a foul.
And the foul is going to be called against Finn Stewart.
And that's not a good one because that's going to give Joe Linder 2 free throws.
$10 points at the half, and right now 12 points. Linder with a chance, though, to make it 14 after the first make. Dover Bay putting out the figurative arm and holding them at elbow's length, arm's length anyway, here for the first 3 quarters of play as Kelowna will play for the last shot here. Grundy to Parker. Logan splits the defense, kicks it out. Linder there to deflect it. 2 seconds left. Can they get a shot up? Linder, he's got the clock in his head. No, he's a little bit late with a release.
Well, you know, an interesting quarter, right? Like Dover Bay's kind of in control, but Kelowna's hanging around.
Yeah.
They're just hanging around. They're keeping within striking distance. We'll see if they can find a little bit of a push here to try to get it, to 7 or 8 points. But you just, I don't know, you don't get that feeling, right? Just Dover Bay just seems so in control. But they haven't pulled away. Like, they could be up by a lot more. So it'll be interesting to see if Kelowna has a little bit of a push left in them here.
What did you think of Linder? I mean, he took a ton of threes that he missed in that third quarter. I would love to see the numbers so we can compare it to the halftime box. But, I mean, is that more his mindset right now, is to try and kind of stick the knife, so to speak, figuratively in the third quarter, see what he can do, but they'll get back to a more determined high percentage look in the fourth quarter? What are your thoughts there?
Well, I think it's a bit of you notice that Kelowna is really clogging up the key now because they don't want him to get that penetration. So I think he's kind of recognizing that. I would like to see him, though. I think he's settled a few times for some tougher threes. I'd like to see him still try to get into that paint and create more. But I mean, I was wondering if he's only got 4 assists. I thought he might have more, but I mean, he's at 30 points and 12 rebounds.
Wow. Okay.
That's a pretty good line. 30, 12, and 4 assists.
I didn't think it was 30 points.
Now he has, like, as you pointed out, I mean, he is 11 for 30. So he's taken a lot of shots.
Yeah. So Linder with 30 and Eltahan with 21. So 51 of their 67 points coming from the backcourt. Starting backcourt duo.
And Linder's actually shooting 6 for 15 from 3. He's actually shooting better from 3 than 2.
There you go.
Which I didn't know.
And here he is again, this time driving into the heart of the defense. Immediately we hear the whistles, and that's music to the ears of Joe Linder.
And I think Coach Seaman probably said to the guys, okay, listen, so far so good, but pedal to the metal. Let's get this over with, right? As a coach, that's what, you don't want to have to stress. And so we'll see if they really try to do that or if Kelowna's able to hang around some more.
And this is a big Dover Bay lineup with Schmidt as well as the youngster Yukon Lee, and I believe Standerwick is out there well at 6'5".
Yeah, that's a huge bottom of the zone there.
Let's see how they deploy this as they come down the floor on defense. And, of course, all the points coming from 11 and 12. That great backcourt duo. Kelowna has got his work cut out for itself. Anderson thought about the shot. Instead, Parker head fake baseline. Finds Shahal, and he hits the short jump shot. Dover in the half court. They do get a 3 look here, and they're going to take it. Eltahan can't get it to go, but a rebound underneath, and Yukon Lee is able to cash in. And right back down the floor they get quickly. Parker to Shahal. Shahal will put up that 3. That one is too strong. Schmidt, who has just battled to get into a rhythm here, but what a great job he does getting inside.
And Coach Palmer's taken 1 timeout. He's only got 2 left, but if this gets up anymore, I think he's going to have to take a second one. They got a chance now to push it up to 18.
Dane Schmidt played 15 of the first 30 minutes. And is one of their top guys and a guy who saw regular rotation time last season. All the way through to the championship Saturday game. Not having him, and still this Dover Bay team pushing it back to 17. Largest lead of the game has been 18 for the Dolphins. Here's Grundy. Shahal for 3. That one looks good, and indeed it will fall.
That's a good answer there.
Linder with a drive. The wraparound pass taken away by Kelowna. Quickly up they come. Releasing the 3 in transition, and it's going to fall. Landon Ross knocks down, or rather exactly, Jake McParlin.
And that was off the turnover.
So now down to 11. Shot's not going to fall for Linder. Underneath, though, Dane Schmidt all alone, and he'll lay it up and in.
You talked about this bigger lineup he's playing, and they're really making them pay in the offensive glass now. really getting to work down there.
So many different looks they can have here. All underclassmen. Here's Logan Parker measuring it up. Nice form there in the jump shot by Logan. So Kelowna's finding a rhythm. They got to get some stops here. From their perspective, here comes Linder again. Back to Eltahan. Little floater. Ripped away by Grundy. He's going to push the pace here. Kelowna wants to run. They've been walking the whole game. Step back three. Just no second chance opportunities. Down to 7 minutes remaining for a trip to face the Irish tomorrow in the Quad A BC final. Here's Joe into the paint. Releases to Schmidt. Turnaround from the elbow doesn't fall. Batted. Kelowna will run it down here, and Grundy is going to get the basket in transition. One of the rare moments they've been get out to run and score in this game.
All right, we're starting to see a little bit of a spark here.
So they got it down to 9. A contact underneath. And Linder now to the free throw line. Am I reading that correctly? They're 4 of 12 from the free throw line through 3 quarters. Wow.
Yeah, they've had a bit of a struggle here, and I think that, almost got his rebound back. And I think that Linder from the free throw line is now 5 for 10. I think he's,
Wow.
yeah, he was 2 for 6, and I think he's gone 3 for 4.
So some signs that they haven't been maximizing what they've been doing, as you talked about, a high shot volume from Linder is some of the stuff that maybe Kelowna can work its way through, and Anderson gets an offensive rebound.
Yeah, did a good job getting it inside there, and it's an 8-point game, baby.
So the Anderson offensive rebound is going to make it 75 to 67. Ooh.
Well, that was creative. That was actually very well defended. He went to the left-hand underhand scoop shot.
Makes it a 10-point game. Back up top they go. That one's not going to fall for Jake McParland. Another 3. That one from Eltahan. Grundy to McParland in the corner. Quick release doesn't go. Lee with the rebound.
Well, I mean, Kelowna's really pushing the tempo now. If they hit a couple of those, it'll make it interesting.
And we're at the midway mark of the fourth quarter. 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes keeping Dover Bay a 10-point lead here from going to tomorrow's final. Eltahan inside, rejected by Anderson. Quickly out in the transition. And a foul committed immediately, knocking the Kelowna player down, and he's grimacing a bit here. He took a hard fall. That was Finn Stewart.
Yeah, I think he hit his left elbow on the floor, and Linder took a little bit of a knock there too.
So Linder getting called for the foul. Great job there from behind by McParland. Now quickly to Finn Stewart to the corner to Grundy for 3. Doesn't get it to go. Look at Anderson crash the boards, and he draws contact again.
Well, turnabout's fair play here is Kelowna now getting to work on the offensive board just like Dover had been doing. So they reset the shot clock to 18, but what happened there was he had the board first and then he got fouled, so they get the full 30, so it'll be 29 on the shot clock.
So Kelowna Looking for quick hits here if they can. Oh, they're going to get it off the baseline inbounds from Finn Stewart.
This is as close as they've been in a while here. 77-69.
(77-69). Shot from Linder, this time off the mark. Batted, but taken away by Kelowna. And here come the Owls with a chance to really make this interesting. Trailing now by 8. The give underneath, and that is...
And there you go. There you go.
Wow.
Coach Seaman going to take a timeout here.
Anderson with the points there.
I think right now Dover Bay's kind of settling for some tougher shots.
Yep.
I'd like to see them move the ball a little bit more and maybe, try to get something at the hoop because they're settling for a lot of kind of tough contested threes. And, of course, those rebounds are big rebounds, which then allows Kelowna to run. And 77-71, here you go. Could we have another fantastic finish here?
Yeah, I mean, it's starting to shape up that way. Down to a 2-point possession from an 18-point lead. The largest lead of this game was at 58-40. And that would have been 58-40 would have been like at the early part of the third quarter.
Yeah, that would have been like about halfway through the third quarter. And, I mean, Kelowna had only scored 53 points in 3 quarters. They've already got 18 now here.
Isn't that something? And you got to credit their grit. I mean, they just continue to believe in who they are, and it's Coach Parmar.
Well, they were hanging around Howard. Now, of course, that is a reference to the great poker movie Rounders.
Okay.
Yes, with John Malkovich as the Russian mobster poker player against Matt Damon. And he was beating him, but Matt Damon he said to him, "You're hanging around. You're hanging around."
Authentic.
And Matt Damon came back to beat him. So that's what Kelowna's looking for.
There you go.
His character's name was Teddy KGB. It's a great movie.
Yeah. Wow. Appropriate hits the spot here because they were hanging around it. Arm's length the entire way, but never to the point where you said they can't come back. And right now they're mounting that comeback. Their offense is inspiring some great defense here too. And are they going to be able to squeeze it underneath Schmidt? He's going to get fouled underneath the basket.
Yeah, and they forced Linder into a very tough shot, but that offensive rebounding by that big front line.
So Anderson with his 3rd foul of the game, the big man inside for Kelowna. .343 remaining in this game. He's going to make 1 of 2. They have been nightmarish from 15 in the stripe throughout the game. Cutting to the basket, Grundy.
Coach Palmer is astounded there was no foul call there.
Big play here. Grundy wanted the free throw, 79-71, 8-point lead. See how deliberate Dover Bay is now with the clock more their friend here. They've got to, from their perspective, find something for a bit more padding, and they get that insurance right there as Schmidt on the nice turnaround. '71.
And after getting it back to 6, Dover with a couple of baskets, get it back to 10 as Harry's going to use his second timeout here. See what he'll give them to run off this end line out of bounds.
And these are the moments where a young team like Dover, although as you say, they've been through the pressurized cooker, but to be there out themselves and be the guys doing it against a pretty experienced Kelowna team, it's going to be interesting to see how this all shakes out. And it could be, I mean, not that Dover, I think, is lacking any confidence, but if you can survive this, get to a championship game, I mean, it's another kind of notch in your belt.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think Vancouver College is going to be feeling this. I mean, they stole one, right? Yeah. They stole it. And but when you're not at your best or when you're struggling, but you can find just enough to pull it out. I mean, it gives you so much momentum, right? Because that really was a game that they shouldn't have won. So they're going to be fired up for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they're going to be very tough. I mean, Dover Bay's looking like they're going to hang on here, but, if they don't, either way, it's going to be a great game. And if it's Dover Bay VC, number 1 versus number 2, and they've split the 2 games they've played with each other this year.
You can't ask for more. One trying to break a 49-year, one trying to win their first at Quad A, and the fact that they split this year.
But Kelowna's going to have something to say about it here in these last 3 minutes.
They certainly will. With every bit of energy they have in their collective team, they are going to come at Dover Bay. Here they come. Anderson now to Parker, spins in the paint. A nice dish underneath. He's so wide open.
He
Anderson
looked behind him, but he couldn't believe how open he was. Okay, nice play out of the timeout there.
Oh, my goodness. 81-73. And this is going to be a deliberate Dover team. They're not going to, let's just say they're not going to rush anything, but they go right in and try and get a shot.
Another offensive board.
Altahan swoops in to get that loose ball. 2:19 remaining. Linder squares up. Oh, big shot by Linder. Right back to a 10-point lead. Kelowna trying to make it up. Here they go inside once more.
And now they're coming full court. Got to make Linder give the ball up.
And Joe will speed across half court. Under 2 minutes remaining.
There's the double. And that's going to be the 15th foul, so Linder's going to head to the line.
Things certainly pointing in the direction of Dover Bay here, but still enough time here for Kelowna with a little bit of help from the basketball gods, but we'll see how this shakes down. Linder now. Going to make them both here, so right back to 10 points. Kelowna cannot make a mistake here down the stretch. They got to just play some fabulous basketball. They're going to put up a 3 there, and that's a big shot. What a job there by Jake McParland.
Now they're denying Linder, which is really smart. They got to make somebody else bring it up the floor.
85-78, and it's Schmidt now with the basketball. He'll outlet to Linder. Into the paint he goes, kicks it back outside.
There's the double again. Oh, they fouled him.
And Logan Parker is going to get called for the foul.
And the problem with that is the shot clock was at 9. So at that point, you don't foul, right? You just got to make him give it up.
Unfortunate there from a Kelowna perspective as Linder can talk about the adventures of this team from the free throw line, but now Linder has hit 3 in a row in this little stretch from the stripe. Too strong on the second, so.
Oh, come on. Come on. A lane violation with 1:13 to go in a semifinal. Come on. Wow.
So Linder a reprieve, and he can.
I hate that call.
Yeah, 87-78, so.
That's.
Yeah.
No effect on anything. Like, come on.
So that's a 9-point lead right now, and it looks good right now for Dover Bay. And you think of the victory a couple of years ago at AAA, a big, huge moment for head coach Darren Seaman and that team. And at that time, the 2 Linder brothers playing on the team. Frank has an 11 and Joe has a 9. And last year getting all the way to the final against Spectrum, and that was a very, very close game.
Yeah, I mean, that was crazy last year that 3 island teams all in the top 3. Top 3 or 4 all year long.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you just don't see that very often, and, that was crazy.
Well, island strength continues to show Lambert Park did go down in the semifinals at 3A today.
Yeah, Coach Barmar just talking about that lane violation. But they'll advance the ball here. It's their last time out.
It'll be Grundy to inbound the basketball.
Not sure what the conversation is here on the sideline, but
let's get this going here with 1:13. The Owls in a desperation situation. Quick shot. It's not going to go. And down to 1 minute remaining as the 1:04 remaining with the foul called here. Linder at the free throw line here as the parade to the stripe continues. He's hit 5 in a row now. It makes it a 10-point game.
Actually, I think he missed one, and he's 5 of 6. He missed his last one on the second one.
Oh, I thought you said there was a lane violation. Didn't he get that?
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
It was. I still count it as a miss, though. Like, when that happens, I tell my players, no, that's a miss. You missed it. I'm not giving it back to you. But you're right. You're right. Technically, it does not count as a miss.
There you go. Parker's going to put up a deep three. It's not going to go. Schmidt's going to get the rebound. Down to 45 seconds. Can let the countdown begin here. 12-point lead right now. Dover Bay looking awfully good here as the ball thrown out of bounds.
Kelowna fighting right to the end, forcing that turnover. They're going to need a really quick score here, and then they're going to have to get up and get some pressure.
.35 seconds remaining. McParland to the basket, lays it up and in. Full court pressure now with a 9-point lead. Dover is going to get it over half court. Linder misses the layup underneath though, and Standerwick will finish it.
Well, here we go. A shout out to George Oswald and the 4A seating committee, who got it right, and we're going to have the number 1 and number 2 teams playing tomorrow night for the 4A championship. As you said, Dover Bay looking to get their first ever one, and BC looking to break the 49-year curse.
That is an amazing. That number is it's just been hanging in the air for like our lives, Eve. Like we've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
From the moment we started thinking about basketball, 1967, and realizing the tradition of the Irish, it's been there. And Dover Bay, the only thing that will be standing in their way tomorrow. We shouldn't say only thing because they're the number 1 seed. And
now, I know Collingwood has made the AA final. They won their game. Not sure what's happening over there now. And I know St. John's has made the single A final.
That's right. You're right. So sea to sky shining here. 10 seconds left. They'll put up a 3. Oh, they're going to knock that one down.
Almost got a steal there.
And it's going to run out now. The dream dies for Kelowna, but the Dover Bay Dolphins are starting to make a habit of going to finals. This is going to be
third year in a row.
Third year in a row. And a 92-83 win over Kelowna. The number 1 seeds will play the Vancouver College Fighting Irish for the championship tomorrow on Championship Saturday. What a young team. What poise.
Yeah. Very impressive.
What a great job by Coach Seaman and company here to get this victory, the Dover Bay Dolphins over the Kelowna Owls.
Well, I'm heading to the Sandman Signature. I'm going to have some throat lozenges, a little tea, get my voice ready for tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it, man.
I can't wait, buddy. It'll be great again to be calling the final with you tomorrow, and it will be a treat indeed. We will sign off now, and the celebration now beginning for Dover Bay as they get set for a championship appearance tomorrow. Thanks for joining us here saying good night from the Langley Event Center.